here. If wins, Veyron has to finish basically P4. No. P3. That's 10 points. Unless Veyron... No, yeah, okay. That's one thing I need to keep remembering. Heatwave has the tiebreaker.
Yeah, there's 3 wins compared to Veyron's 1.
Yeah.
I think that's the first thing that comes, which is wins, right?
Yeah, no. Wins is the first tiebreaker, then it goes to seconds, and then it goes to third. And I mean, but the first tiebreaker is wins, and it's Heatwave's 3 to Veyron's 1, so he can't. There's no way he can match it. Even if Veyron had 2 more wins and they end up with a tie on wins, Heatwave has them by having 2 more second place finishes. So,
But we don't have to worry about the rest because the winning gap can't be beaten today.
yeah. And then, if by some reason we get a tie between Boss Cookie, Zach, or Maniko, they all each have 1 win.
Welcome along everyone to Sao Paulo for Breakout Racing League's Tier 2 finale. The Autodromo Jose Carlos Pace circuit is also known as Interlagos and is located in Sao Paulo, Brazil. Interlagos is a 3.09 kilometer, 2.677 mile track consisting of 15 corners. Pole position is on the right hand side of the track, with it being 195 meters away from turn 1, giving it an opportunity for trailing cars to gain some positions. Interlagos is 64% full throttle with about 36 gear changes per lap. Today our drivers will be using the C2, the C3, and the C4 tire compounds, with the C4 being the softest and the C2 being the hardest. It is a really simple strategy here, as it has been all game, and it is the easiest soft medium, or medium soft depending on what strategy you choose to take, of your life. With that, pit delta is 20.5 seconds long, with the undercut being very strong, as shown with Chandler in Realistic on Thursday. With that being said, we shall shift to our main focus for today, and that is our championship battles. For the Drivers' Championship, Veyron leads the way with 135 points, but trailing not far behind is CTM Heatwave, only 9 points behind. Heatwave is required to finish top 5 and has to outscore Veyron by 9 points to win the title. If we do end up in a tiebreaker situation, Heatwave will win the championship, as Heatwave has 3 wins compared to Veyron's 1. On the constructors' side, Mercedes has a 9-point gap to AlphaTauri, with Red Bull sitting 16 points behind Mercedes. All 3 can win the championship today, or have the championship of winning today. With all of that being said, today joining me in the booth is my race engineer for Tier 1, Bois88. So, Bois, with all the championship battles going on into today, how do you think the race will pan out, and how do you think, and who do you think will top the 2 championships?
Well, I just saw in the chat we're going to have the rain's going to hit the first 10 to 15 minutes, so that's going to be interesting to watch. But as for the championship, as you mentioned, yeah, 9 points separates the likes of Veyron to Heatwave. I mean, Heatwave has to be basically top 5 to win this championship, like you mentioned, and Heatwave's been on really good form. The last 4 races, he's gotten first, third, and second, which he needs to be. So I think it's going to be very close between those two. And as for the constructors, I think that's going to be changing throughout the race as it goes. So I think it's going to be very tight at the end.
Yep. Well said indeed. Right now we have Wraith on provisional pole with a 7.0, but not far, or pretty decent behind though. However, he's on the mediums. Is our main championship protagonist, Heatwave, with a 7.9 on mediums. Mozzie goes to P2 with a 7.5. But yeah, while everyone is setting their bankers, I guess we can talk about the strategy and how strong the undercut is. On Thursday, Chandler undercut a whole, 7 car train around there, just by pitting 3 laps earlier and going from the mediums to the softs.
Yeah, and that wasn't with equal tiers, that was with the Ferrari. So just showed how powerful the undercut can be here. And you know, the soft tires, I spun last night, I think he went 15 laps on them. So the undercut though here is powerful. Kind of confused why Heatwave and Star and Inside of Port are doing mediums. I mean, tire choices are going to matter for the race start, assuming it does rain.
Oh, that is another thing. We do not know what weather is right now, but I assume they are just setting in banker laps, because right here you have a lot of time to set multiple laps. You can do one medium lap at the beginning, and then you can do another 3 sets of softs with 2 laps each. So with how short the track is, you can do a pretty good amount of runs.
I'm just saying, but I think in our Tier 2 chat they say it's going to rain, so it's going to be interesting.
Forgot to ask about rain, but yeah, Heatwave has gone up to softs.
I got that covered. So, I mean, as for the constructors, though, I mean, Mercedes leads it. Got Star up there, P4. Veyron hasn't yet set a time yet. You know, AlphaTauri with Zach and Boss Cookie. Boss Cookie's on pole now. And then you got Red Bull, Heatwave, and then Side of Port. So, yeah, they're both up front and trying to get as high as they can.
Yep, I don't know if you have Sweller added as a friend, but if you can invite him, that'd be very nice. Right now, Veyron has yet to settle up. He is on one right now, but right now we're on Zach going through the middle sector, about to go through Juncao, which is the final real corner. yeah, takes the curve in the inside. Purple sector 2, not sure if that's real, and a huge snap of oversteer, and Zach has spun around. Not sure what happened there, but that reminded me a lot of Ritzy from Tier 2. Something that
I don't know.
affected him a lot.
I don't have him funded.
Alright, but yep, here comes Veron.
Oh, had to get out of the way. Who was at the Aston Martin? Zach. Hopefully that doesn't hold him up.
Veron goes to
P3.
7.2 banker. Yep. Still pretty early in the session, so still lots of time to improve for these drivers. Cookie still remains in the provisional pole with a 16.9.
Yeah.
What do they call him?
Yeah, I don't know where Miniko had his issue, but he said he had some pedal issue. That's why he crashed out. And Drunken Shamrock crashed out. Basically, I think he caught too much of the curbs in turn 3. And we've seen that catch out people, and that's why he retired.
Yep. Quite not the best start right now to the race, but yeah. Trying to think of something else to cover. I probably forgetting something.
Well, we know you talked about the strategy, but with the rain playing a role, we'll see how long it rains. It does make it to where drivers don't have to worry about the tire compound rule of going for the soft, the medium, soft, etc. So it'd be interesting to see what drivers do. I don't think you could just pit for softs when the rain ends, but maybe mediums could go the rest of the way once that rain ends. So I think that's going to be interesting to see. I doubt someone goes to hards.
Yeah, I don't think the hards should be touched at all during the race unless you have an incident on lap 1 and you just want to go to the end of the race. But even then, I think you pull it off with the mediums.
I don't think so far most in this F1 2021 we've put you on hards. So yeah, hards is really a tire compound no one really goes to, and if you do, things aren't going well.
Yeah. I see the only places you can go onto the hards for a reasonable strategy is the Singapore and decently high tracks, and
that's true.
not much here in this game.
I do miss Singapore.
Yeah, fortunately we did not go there this season.
Trying to see if Heatwave is he on a time or is he backed out of it? I think he has. Yeah, he has indeed. So I think he's regenning to have another go, or he's going to come in the pit lane. He's on 30% battery, so one would assume. I think he's coming in the pit lane.
Yep, he has turned it off, and he will pedal into the pit lane. Who else was on lap? Jacob. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, if that's Jacob or Jacob, but he is on lap, about to finish it.
Yeah, so is I think inside of port, and he jumps up to P2.
And Jacob goes up into P4 with a 0.1. Oh, I guess another thing we talk about is overtaking. We have 2 fairly decently sized DRS zones, and that should give enough opportunities to overtake here.
Yeah, the question though is, where do you want to make the move? Do you want to make it going into turn 1 and then have it to where the guy behind you has DRS for turn 4, or vice versa? So it's we've seen it a little bit. It's turn 1 can be easier to make the move because turn 4 is really hard because you got the the way the turn is, you're losing. You don't have really any, what's the word I'm looking for, banking. You're actually losing banking. Wraith.
Enough turn 4.
Yeah.
Oh, Wraith goes up to P1 with a 0.8. So he is now on provisional pole with about 5 minutes left, if I saw correctly. Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, speaking of turn 4, on Thursday we had a bit of an incident there between Cookie and Alphanesis. So maybe we will have some more incidents there. Not sure, but it's very likely.
I won't lie, when I think I forgot who was and what, but when I saw the Mercedes and Red Bull side by side realistic, I was like, I've seen this before.
Did not turn out very well in real life, as they went 50 miles off the track.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that wasn't corner. That was so weird. Anyways, what is?
Zach went up into P8 with a 0.3.
At the moment, we got Heatwave. He's on an outlap, gonna have another go. Veyron, he's not improved so far. See what he got into sector 2.
Oh,
A little bit of traffic.
Maybe.
He's just slightly improved after sector 2. What does he have? He's getting a little bit of a tow from his teammate. Have Star.
Goes up to P4 with a 0.0. Not a huge improvement, but it will give him a position from that lap. Star is on a lap now.
Yep, Veyron or Heatwave. He's just starting another lap. Let's see what he's got for the end of sector 1. It's about a half a tenth improvement.
Yeah, Ron Swanson has retired from the session. I think that was in the pit lane, not going out on track at all. But that is already 3 retirements, as Cookie goes provisional pole with a 0.744.
Yeah, a tenth and a half faster, give or take, 0.158. So showing the track evolution as Veyron has stopped to let the Heatwave through. Didn't want to impede him. It's about 0.405 off pole. He's improved a little bit, I think, in sector 2 compared to sector 1. He won't have the benefit of a tow like Veyron did.
Star comes across the line and goes P2 with a 0.824. Pretty good lap from him. Someone improved. I think that was Heatwave.
Heatwave.
9.
Well, that's where Heatwave, I know he wants to be higher up than that, most likely, but that's where he needs to be in order to have a shot for the championship. Like we mentioned, he has to be top 5 in order to have a shot. If Veyron doesn't score a point, he can win this championship P6 if he gets the fastest lap, as Ardell has retired from. I'm assuming that's the pit lane as well.
Yep.
It'd be interesting if, with Mercedes and Red Bull kind of sort of in this, constructors fight. I don't think we're going to see, let's say on side of Port, or let's say Star, or even, I don't think AlphaTauri would play the sister team role. Try to steal a point, because they need every point as well, and they're not going to basically pit and throw away a race finish just to take a point away for the championship, I don't think.
Yep, perfectly said. Right now, I think everyone should start going out if they want to get 2 runs in. At around 2:15, 2:10 mark, they should have started exiting the pit lane. Groggy goes to the line, improves, but does not improve his position. He goes to a 0.8, sliding in. Just a bit behind Katra.
Yeah, Veyron's gone out. I don't know if Heatwave's going to have enough time to go back in the garage, throw tires, and go about again. He might be done. Got a little flag for sector 2. I believe that was just Jacob getting out of the way of Beef Katra.
Yep,
or no, Thomas.
Both the Alpha Romeos are on an outlap, as well as Veyron, so Veyron will try and reach that 0.9 to get ahead of Heatwave. Or get a bit closer to Heatwave.
Heatwave's going to try to get to the line. He's being held up a little bit. It's going to be very, very close. I don't think he's going to be able to get back to the line, Bailey.
He might be able to. The only huge part is he won't be able to do 2 runs. So if he messes up this first lap, he won't get another chance.
I don't know if he's going to be able to get there. It's going to be close.
Katra hops up into P8 with a 0.1. Good lap from her, getting herself into the top 10. Oh, yellow flag. What is that?
Veyron. Yeah, Veyron. Yeah, Veyron got improved. So no improvement from Veyron so far for Sector 1. He won't get another shot with how much time is remaining. No, he won't. I don't think he's going to have enough time.
Yeah, he won't. But so far looking like a clean and tidy lap from Veyron. Not sure how much he's up by right now, as we do not see the delta running a bit wide there, I think.
He's not improving.
He's going to get slipstream from Star, though. This might be a bit better.
Well, we saw this. It did gain him about 1.5 tenths when they did this last time. Let's see if this does have some improvement. No, it does not.
Stays
He does not
P7
improve.
Sar did not make it to the line either. So now it's looking good for Heatwave, but he can still improve his position here as he is on a lap right now.
Yeah, he must
Ahead.
barely got in.
Groggy coming
He's
to the
got
line. He won't improve.
Heatwave's not improved so far through sector 1.
Who's this in front? Zach comes into the pits. Another Alpha Tauri going through Junkao right now is Cookie. Let's see if he will improve on his lap. Right now he's at a 0.7 and on provisional pole.
Oh, it's gonna be close. So he pits.
Goes into the pits.
So
Here comes Jacob. Also pulling into the pits.
oh, Heatwave's improved by a tenth. So oh,
huge snap, and that
Hey.
shall ruin his lap.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. He was a tenth up, which would have probably put him. It was tracking P3, but unfortunately that snap cost him time. Oh, there's a tire sitting there on the pit landing tree. That's unique.
And that is qualifying over.
So, well, Veyron with his 9-point lead. Well, he'll have Heatwave ahead of him. So, from the race start, Heatwave's P5 with Veyron P7. It's only a 4-point difference Heatwave has over Veyron, so not enough. But if Veyron does not improve by some sort of reason, finishing P3 would give Heatwave the championship. It's a difference of 9 points, and Heatwave, as we mentioned, does have the tiebreaker. So we'll see how that plays out. As for the constructors, well, we got both Red Bulls P5, P6, both Mercedes P2, P7, both AlphaTauris P1, P10. Gonna see how that shakes out. Don't ask me to do math. I don't know how.
We'll save that for later. That's when we need it.
Well, let's see. Alpha right now is sitting at 26 points. Mercedes right now, 18, 24. Red Bull, 22. So right now, that's not enough for where AlphaTauri is starting to overtake Mercedes. Same with Red Bull. But they're close on the same amount, so we'll see.
Yep. With that's qualifying. Cookie on pole. Not sure how much or how many poles he's had this season.
There's the rain.
We're gonna have a rain start, so
It's kind of similar to Realistic, if I'm not mistaken, where it was raining, but it wasn't, heavy.
something that I was gonna touch upon was the drivers outside the top 10 if they were gonna go on alt strat, but it does not matter now as we have rain.
Oh, it does not. And I think the question's going to be is, when does this rain stop? And who's going to be the first one to gamble? Who's going to be the first one to roll the dice and throw slicks? It's always kind of interesting on the engineering side is you kind of want someone to be a guinea pig and kind of gauge off of that. Because unless the driver's confident, you kind of don't want to be that guy.
Yep. It is also the final race of the season, so we can see some huge gambles from drivers that are not in the championship battle.
Oh, absolutely.
But even then, I feel like Heatwave will also try and pull something off, as it's win it or nothing for him. It's either a win or P2.
Well, I agree, but there's a fine line with his situation, and Veyron as well. I mean, if you want to gamble, sure, but you have to be calculative with it. I mean, if you get it wrong and you lose 5 spots, that could be all that decides the championship right there.
Yep. As now we have the formation lap underway. Rain doesn't look too heavy right now. Not sure if it will get heavier as the race goes on or around when it will actually light up. Not sure if you got info on that.
The radar suggested perhaps 10 to 15 minutes, but we all know the radar can be somewhat iffy. Also, Jeff is so great at telling that information. Not.
What race was that where we had Jeff was just it was Spa for tier 1.
Yeah.
Jeff was completely out of it.
That's why he's getting fired for F1 2022, people.
Yep, we got our very new race engineer. I don't think he even has a name yet.
We're gonna call him Bob.
Sounds good to me.
Baby. I watched Top Gun, and one of the guy's name was Bob, and his nickname for that was Baby on Board. So that's what we're gonna call him. We're calling him Bob.
Yep, we thought. Oh my days. I feel like Miniko is having some technical issues with his controller as he's just gone completely off the track.
Well, he did mention that he had an issue in qualifying, which is why he crashed out. I don't know if those conditions are still the same, as he's about coming to a dead stop there.
Yeah, he's gone back into Cookie
I
is
tell
already
ya.
on the grid.
Yeah, he didn't waste any time.
Making sure he can spot the braking points going into the start.
The question is, will his tires cool a little bit more than the others, because he's going to have a pretty long sit compared to the others. So we'll see if that...
He won't. Tire wear, or not tire wear, tire temperature freezes on the start. So he does not have to worry about the temperature at all. Maybe between the transition from the little bit where you load from formation lap to the race start, but if there's none there, everyone's at the tire temp they were at the end.
Alright, well, we're waiting for Miniko.
Yep. As Miniko pulls into his grid slot. Hopefully he has his issue solved, but we shall see as the race goes. To the front though. The 5 lights are on for the finale in Tier 2. And it's lights out. And away we go. Pretty good start from XXX Box Cookie with Star keeping it behind. Wraith getting a way better start than Star, trying to hang it around the outside of the P2 man.
Oh, Heatwave is spun.
Heatwave someone. Oh, that is huge already. Oh, big collisions going all around. Huge crash as Ardell is completely out of the race. A lot of roaming damage for Drunken Shamrock, and that's already a virtual safety car.
So looking at Heatwave, I don't have a good angle of it. Does he have damage? I think he's missing the right side end plate. He is indeed, so he's most likely going to have to pit. It's been a disastrous start for Heatwave and Red Bull in terms of the Constructors' Championship.
The VSC has fully upgraded to a full safety car, so
well,
that will give Heatwave another chance to come back, but that is not the start he wanted.
But the safety car does save him.
Indeed. Veron looking good for the championship right now, as he is currently winning it. But yeah, Miniko up into P8 already.
Nice. Up 8 spots. Let's see. Looks like Drunken Shamrock he's missing a front wing. He'll have to pit.
Ron also has damage. Front right plate is gone. Heatwave has damage even over that. I don't know if Zach got damage.
I don't think it's visual, but we've seen this game sometimes even the slightest damage doesn't show up on the race stream.
Mozzie has right end plate damage, and Katra, not sure if I can get a good angle for it. She looks clean, but she still pulls into the pits. So from Groggy on downwards, they're all into the pits, whether it's for damage or for new tires.
Groggy is going on soft.
Interesting call.
Interesting. So does Heatwave.
Maybe they know something we don't. Miniko goes on to mediums.
Well, I mean, the report that we got, it was supposed to stop raining within 5 to 10 minutes, sometimes 15 minutes. It varies in this game.
Softs. Ron is on softs. Heatwave is on softs. Zach is on softs. Mozzie stays on the inters, and Katra has gone onto the soft compounded tires. This is very interesting.
I think, we see it is still raining, but the question is it going to be raining at the end of the safety car? And, are they going to be able to keep up with the inter runners that haven't pitted? I really don't know. It's still raining. we're gonna find out real quick if this is the right decision or not.
Trying to see if these drivers on the dry combat tires are struggling, but Miniko has gone off the track, almost lost the car.
Yeah.
Whether this is his controller issue or not sure. But going into turn 4, I saw Groggy about lose the car.
It's a gamble for sure. You know, first off, they have to catch up.
Cookie is in. Star stays out. Wraith stays out. Port is in. Jacob is in. Toneless Death has stayed out. So those 3 are in. I think they are also going to go onto the dry compound. Cookie is going, or that's Port going onto the softs. Cookie goes onto the softs, and Jacob will be going onto the mediums.
Well, what do you do here? I mean, if the Inter guys, I think they're still on the right tire, but the question is, when is this rain going to stop? And are they going to be able to have a gap over these soft guys or the slick runners that just pitted in order to pit and still kind of be up here? I don't know what you would do if you're Veyron, because if he pits, he's going to be knocked out of the points. This is interesting.
Ron has gone back onto Inters actually, so he doesn't find it to where it's time for the dry combat tires yet. But it is still raining quite a bit.
Yeah, I don't think the intensity has changed since the race start.
Miniko has returned the pits. That's probably his controller issue.
Most likely indeed, and that's unfortunate.
I don't think we will be going in this lap, as there's still a good amount of drivers who have yet to catch up. So we will going an extra lap. I kind of forgot what the max. I think it's around 3-4 laps for the safety car to stay out.
Yeah, we've seen it do a late call before, but I don't expect it to be pulled in. Yeah, we'll go one more round, one more lap.
Veyron has pulled into the pits.
Well, so he's going to be basically... I don't know if Ron's going to be able to pass him.
This puts Heatwave back ahead of him.
It does. So Heatwave right now. Well, we're working lap 3. Actually, lap 4 now, I think. Yes. You know, Jacob there on the mediums. Can he make that last the rest of the way? Do you think?
Not sure. Maybe with a bit of Sanchez type steering. Maybe, but I'm not sure how long it lasts. I don't know if Mumu is still watching. Mumu, if you know, tell me.
Because one thing for sure, all these guys on softs, they're going to have to pit again because the tire won't last, you know, to the end of the race. Mediums, that might be borderline. We'll see.
Yep, we should be pulling this lap. Drunken Shamrock has pulled off the racing line to let Veyron through.
And Ron's gone back onto softs.
I don't know if it's just me, but the track looks slightly drier.
Yeah, maybe the rain is starting to dissipate. Find out real quick. It does look like the surface has changed color.
Yep, but safety car is in the slot. We have three drivers on the Inters, as they are the top 3, as you can see on the screen. The rest are on the dry combat tires, with only Jacob being on the mediums. And now we just wait for Star to get this race back underway. As he starts going right now, we are back under green here at Brazil. Wraith follows Star with Thomas behind in P3. Groggy on the soft combat tires in P4 with Cookie in P5. Our pulsator, who is diving it down the inside of Groggy. Will he pull the move off? They are still side by side going through the center S. Out of turn 3, they are still side by side a little bit close. Cookie gets through. Here comes Unsighted Port going on Groggy as well. Will he pull the move off? He will, easily up into P5. Heatwave has fallen back a little bit from the top 6, but he should be catching up through the middle sector.
Yeah, Veyron's back up to P9. Who's that gone wide? I believe that's Drunken Shamrock on the back. So far, these slick guys are maintaining with the Inters, so perhaps that was the right decision. And I don't see any more rain.
Yeah, the rain is completely gone. These Inters are going to be, the drivers on the Inters are going to be well behind now. As Cookie gets past Toneless Death, he should be able to get these two within the next few corners as, yeah, the track is starting to dry up really fast. These two are struggling up front. Wraith had a bit of a look earlier on in the corner, in the middle sector, but was not able to get the move done. Star has gone deep, and Wraith is going to go right through the inside of Star, as well as Cookie and Port. So Star has fallen off. I assume these guys are going to pit right now.
Yeah, Veyron made the right decision of pitting prior to the restart of this race, or he would have been in the same boat. Boss Cookie runs the fastest lap of the race. Now Veyron has. Now Mozzie. That's probably going to change with the... Oh, these guys are going to lose a lot of points. So now we have a Mercedes not in the points. That's going to be big for constructors because you have Red Bull running P2, P4. Do handy math. That's
Rocky.
30 points.
Rocky from Tier 3 is up in the 3rd place position. Heatwave has to get past him, though, however, if he wants a chance. Groggy has run wide going to the top of the hill. This gives Heatwave a bit of a chance to get closer to him. DRS is yet to be enabled, but Groggy is starting to form a train behind him.
Yeah, right now, Red Bull and AlphaTauri, their two drivers are in the top 5. That's where they need to be to have a shot at the constructors, because right now, Mercedes, they only have Veyron in the points. That's only 8 points to currently Red Bull's P2, P4. That is 30 points. Then AlphaTauri with P1 and P5, that is 35 points. So, and the gap between those two coming into this was 7 points. So, very tight between those two.
Indeed, Cookie grabs the fastest lap and remains in the lead. 2/10 behind is Unsighted Port, and then a second behind is Groggy. Groggy has gone deep into turn 1, and Heatwave will get his way through up into P3. This is perfect for Heatwave, as he's well ahead of Veyron right now. Not sure how the championship is going, though, if you can calculate that for me, Bois.
I'm doing that right now. Heatwave has 15 points to Veyron's 8. That is not enough. It is not enough.
Running a bit wide, Groggy out of turn 4. This leaves Zach side by side. Gonna go into turn 6. Zach was a bit deep. They are still side by side going into 7. At the top of the hill now. Still remaining side by side. Groggy has the inside line, and Zach will keep his position P5. Now Veyron going for a look around the outside, but will not get it done. Groggy is struggling big time right now.
Yeah, Veyron has to be careful here.
Having a look down the inside of Zach will not pull off the move. This is only holding everyone up here.
Be interesting to see if Heatwave, if he catches up to Unsighted Port, if the Red Bulls will switch.
Port should be going for a move here. As he grabs fastest lap, he will go round the outside of Boss Cookie and will take the lead of the race here on lap 8. Further, Zach was not able to get it on Groggy. He will have another chance here as we go into another DRS zone. But a switch back from Veyron, having a look around the outside of Zach, will not get the move done. Here comes Catcher, though, down the inside of Veyron, having a look, and will not get the move done as they slot back in. Already wide, Zach has spun!
Oh no!
Both Groggy and Zach have run wide. That is possible warnings for them, but Zach got the worst out of it and has completely spun.
Hey Catcher gets by Veyron, but they're still side by side.
Ooh, slight bit of contact if I saw correctly. Veyron still sticking it around the outside and will keep his P5 position.
So that would be 10 points to Veyron at the moment. So right now, that puts Heatwave would have to win the race with Veyron sitting P5. So he has to find basically 4 seconds to catch Boss Cookie and Unsighted Port. And that's with Veyron now pretty much right with Groggy. Goes right by.
So, if Heatwave wins this race, Veyron has to be P3 if Heatwave wants to win the championship. Here comes Katra, going side by side with Groggy, going down the straight, and she shall easily get the move done. Going to turn 4. Groggy has been struggling massively these first couple laps.
Yeah, the restart hasn't been real kind to him. So as it stands right now with Veyron and P4, that's 12 points, and I believe none of them have the fastest lap. I'm going to check. No, they don't. So how this works out is with Veyron's 12 points, Heatwave has to win this race.
And for constructors, I'm not sure how that's looking either.
Well, constructors, Mercedes came with a 9-point lead over Red Bull and a 16-point lead over, 9-point lead over AlphaTauri and 16 over Red Bull. Red Bull at the moment, as Boss Cookie now has fastest lap, so that's 25 points and 15 points. That is 40 points to Red Bull's name, to the only Mercedes in the points, that is Veyron at 12. So Red Bull would pass Mercedes, and AlphaTauri sits with P2 of Boss Cookie with 18 points, but Zach is out of the points. So right now, if the math is right, Red Bull would overtake both AlphaTauri and Mercedes to win the Constructors' Championship. But we're not even a third through this race yet.
Yep, still a long way to go, and still a lot of strategy to be dealt with as, what is it? The top 3 enters at the restart. Wraith, Star, and Thomas, they have gone on to medium, so they can probably extend their stint as long as they can and then have fresh softs at the end.
Yeah, in a perfect world, they're going to be hoping for a safety car to get caught back up. Meanwhile, up front, Boss Cookie and Inside of Port have been trading back and forth.
Yep, should be another trade here. Cookie extends his fastest lap and retains the lead from Port. Easy pass going to turn 1. Jacob has gotten past Groggy on the medium compound tires as well.
Yeah, he was one of those that pitted for the medium compound at the first time when the safety car initially came out. Interesting to see how far he can go on that, as he's on 7-lap mediums to the guys around him. 8 laps, 7 laps, 6 laps. How many laps would you want to do on this soft compound?
On the normal strat has, what is it? Had they have started on the soft compound tires with the qualifying, where he would have pitted around lap 13, 14, 15. But obviously, since we had rain at the start and then we've had those safety car laps, they can probably go to 17, 18, maybe even 19.
Okay. So probably target lap 19 to pit for those guys. So maybe they just kind of split it and do softs for the end of the race.
They can do that as well, as we had rain in the beginning, and that eliminates the tire compound rule, as Zach has spun at the exit of Junkao, which is the final wheel corner. Star and Wraith go up into P11 and 12, so that should help them out a bit.
Yeah, that really hurts AlphaTauri right now with Zach. See if he pits. I don't know if he got any damage out of that, but that's not what AlphaTauri needed in terms of Constructors' Championship.
Shamrock going down the inside of Groggy in turn 4. Groggy was blinking at the straight, so he did not have the straight line speed as well as Shamrock had DRS, but bit of contact. Now going into turn 6, Shamrock backs off. A lot of contact between those two going into the middle sector.
Yeah, for some reason, you mentioned it earlier, just ever since the restart of this race after the safety car, Groggy has just been not had the pace that he had, I don't know, earlier.
It's either he is completely struggling on the soft compound tires, or it's because he is a whole tier below. Now, not saying Groggy is not a fast man, but
No.
can be hinting a bit.
Well,
Yep, Groggy is blinking a lot. Shamrock does have DRS on him, and will Mozzie get him too as well, going to turn 1. And they will both go right ahead of Groggy. Groggy falls down to P9.
Yep, Inside of Port still has Boss Cookie all over him for the lead. Heatwave's 4.5 seconds behind Boss Cookie. He's got Veyron a second and a half behind him. So Heatwave would know the championship situation at the moment, seeing the obvious in the mirrors.
Let's go through the rest of it. Port and Cookie actually has a lot lower DRS, and Port has been saving behind him. Heatwave around the same as Cookie, but Veyron, he's also pretty low. I saw him blinking going into turn 6, I think. Wow, a bit wide from Katja going out to the curb. She's also fairly low. Jacob already caught up to Katja. He should have DRS. He also has a decent amount of battery. Shamrock above 50, was before above 50. Mozzie around the same, and Groggy has been using everything.
Well, one thing I guess we could point out, we talked about maybe guys getting lucky or gambling. Veyron pitting and taking that, loss, going to enter to the softs, that was the right call because he's P4 at the moment. Whereas you look at where his teammate is, that could have been the difference if we don't get a safety car for the remaining of this race because Star's not in the points.
Yep. That's a huge part to constructors right now, but Jacob has gotten past Katra. Apparently Katra had a bit of a wheel issue with losing force feedback, so that's Jacob up into P5 on the medium compound tires. Hopefully Katra can get right back past him. Kind of biased right now.
I think I speak for the whole class here. Can we not have this in F122, please? Please, please.
Hopefully not.
Yeah.
It's only an issue on old gen Xbox, as I found. On PC, it was not an issue at all.
I guess we have to have the baller status.
PC is the way to go, I find.
As someone that has iRacing, I don't disagree. Veyron's kind of getting close to the heat wave.
We see a move here between P7 and P8. Mozzie backing off, so he's keeping Shamrock in front of him, maybe to save and regen that ERS.
Let's see what else in battle. So, we did have also, we've been talking about the Drivers' Championship, P1, P2 between Veyron and Heatwave. P3 is also close. You got Boss Cookie sitting there. He's P2. Looks like he's going to get P3 if this keeps going. What's the yellow flag for? I believe that is Zach.
It's not Zach's day today.
No, it's not.
It's another spin for him. He's been struggling so far, but yeah, Veyron has started to reel in Heatwave.
Yeah, well, he is on 2-lap fresher medium or softs. That might be the reason why. Look at some other stuff for the championship. Williams had an 11-point lead over Alpine for P4, and we got Katra P6. And unfortunately, we did lose Miniko. But Williams looking to hold on to P4.
Yep, unfortunate for Miniko, as he did have issues. Ron has gotten ahead of Groggy, going down into turn 1. That's Ron up into P9, and Groggy falls down to P10. The two medium runners of Wraith and Star, they have started to reel in the top 10. So we can see them in the fight later on in the race for points. Not sure, running a bit wide was Shamrock out of turn 4. Maybe that could have been a warning, not sure though. But that's something to cover. Penalties can be huge here.
Yeah,
it's really easy to keep penalty free, but one penalty can still affect you greatly.
Well, I mean, if you look at the gaps right now, let's just say, if Veyron got a penalty, he will drop from P4 to P6. How big of that is in terms of the championship? That's 4 points. And that's still would give Veyron the championship, but it could flip just as quickly as that. Zach, with pitting again, has gone a lap down. It's so unfortunate. I believe Groggy's in.
I assume he'll be going onto the medium compound tires and then go to the end of the race. Give it
a
couple more laps and we should see more soft runners start to pit. Veyron's still trying to reel in the heat wave. They were around the same ERS, and they actually still are around the same ERS, same levels of ERS. Shamrock does now pick up a penalty, so he most likely did get a warning that last lap out of turn 4. But yeah, right now Veyron is sitting perfectly as he is winning the championship.
But Jacob is catching him a little bit on those 13-lap mediums. I think we're seeing the crossover effect of, I think the mediums as Star gets huge.
Oh.
That is going to be big for the Constructors' Championship, possibly.
May have cut turn 8, as you can pick up warning from there. If you cut it too much, as we see pit stops. Heatwave is in, Veyron is in, our championship antagonists.
Yep, and neither of them do get a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. That is good.
Both go on to medium, so they are going to the end.
Well, you talked about the undercut here from realistic and how powerful that can be. So we'll see if this triggers the likes of what Boss Cookie or Inside of Port does, or, you know, hey, Catcher and Mozzie from behind. Jacob's going to stay out there for a little bit until switching to softs. Jacob might get something out of this. He's going to be the only one, I think, on the top 6 here that will be on softs if this continues. I fully expected those Heat Waves and Veyron to throw on maybe another set of softs and go to, if they pit at lap 20. So I think they're earlier than usual, or supposed to be.
That's obviously, I estimated it to be around lap 19, but they have pitted around the time Port is into the pits. Cookie stays out, so maybe he will end up doing soft. Not sure though.
Yeah, Port
Does
goes
not
on
look
to
like it though. So I think everyone's in just gonna do the normal strategy, which is soft to medium.
Well, I mean, Cookie's on 15 lap softs here, and you complete lap 19, lap 20. It could be doable. I don't know if that's going to be the preferred strategy in terms of pace, though. So we look at Jacob. Jacob is 7.4 behind.
Heatwave did gain a bit of time on Veyron as something's gone on here. Run down into P9. Zach's lap car, ghosted lap car, right in between him and Star. But yeah, I think a safety car would really spice things up right now.
I don't disagree. I think a handful of drivers would not want that, as Jacob has closed 5/10 on the Boss Cookie just this one lap. And so yeah,
Catches into the lane. Jacob does have much more battery compared to Cookie, but yeah, I think we are approaching the crossover point as the softs do start dying out around now.
I believe you are correct on that. I don't see Jacob doing 32 laps on the mediums. Boss Cookie does switch on to another set of softs, so he's on, I believe he'll have to do 16, 17 laps on those.
Which is around how long the stint was. So catch her back onto
Yeah.
softs. Yeah. I think the rest of the soft runners that are still on track right now, as in Cookie and Mozzie, they're going to go back onto another set of softs.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I had Hey Catches on here. Boss Cookie has not pitted yet, but you can see the gap. Jacob's
Wow.
in nearly 2 laps. He's gained 1.2 seconds on Boss Cookie, showing that the medium compound on 16 laps is way much faster than the 16 laps on softs. Boss Cookie still stays out.
Those softs do look really, really grippy right now as Catcher just completely breezes by Toneless Death going up the hill. Heatwave has gotten past Ron. That should help him out a bit, but Veyron is right there.
Yeah, and Ron's still going to have to pit on his 15 lap soft, so
Jacob is in.
Heatwave.
Moves on to softs.
Oh, Boss Cookie. We remember, you know, the battle with him and
Alpha.
well, no, inside of Port.
Oh, wow.
That could play a role. And inside of Port has been out on medium compound for about 2 laps. You know, I think he's going to get a pretty good undercut over Boss Cookie, who has stayed out. I know Boss Cookie is going to be on the soft compound, but you mentioned the delta was what?
20.5 seconds.
20
so
seconds.
right now,
So
Port is well ahead.
he's tracking as we have a yellow flag sector 2. I think that is
That's
Zach
Zach.
again.
Yeah.
It is.
Just not his day today.
Boss Cookie is in. If the math is right, onside of Port should have a 7-second lead, but reality with Boss Cookie having a 3-second penalty, Boss Cookie's going to have to find 7 seconds, which he probably should, and then find 3 seconds to after he overtakes him, if he does, to win the race.
Another yellow flag that is still for Zach. Going into June Cow in the final rear corner. As I said that again. Mozzie also pitted. He should be going onto softs. Katra picks up the fastest lap on the under her fresh set of softs.
So Boss Cookie comes out P4. He will have to get. He has to deal with Star and Wraith, and then chase down inside of Port. So the gap actually wasn't as big as I thought it was going to be. It's 5.5 seconds he's back from Port, right?
Ron is up the session if you can invite him back. Star with a bit of a lockup going into turn 8. Cookie going around the outside of turn 9, and he shall easily get that move finished, as he has got. Wow. Okay. Cookie is down to P3.
Yeah, he's going to have a very much pace difference compared to the Wraith, who's on those 15-lap mediums. He's just going to breeze by as Ron has joined.
Ooh, picking the outside of Wraith, but he will get the move done easily. Jacob picks up fastest out with an 8.5, much faster than catchers, but right now, it's one thing to catch, but it's another thing to pass. Let's see if Cookie can get past Port with those fresher softs.
Yep, Veyron still P7, Heatwave though up to P4, and yeah, he's got right ahead of him. Right now, I believe that's not what he needs. With Veyron sitting P7 in the championship, or in this race, that's 6 points. Heatwave has 12. 6 points will not do.
Going around the outside is Heatwave, looking for a move on Wraith. Not close enough, or not further enough to get the move done. He should easily get he's gonna go for a move here, going into Junkao. Wraith breaking a bit earlier, and Heatwave will go up into P3. What's the championship looking like now?
That is Heatwave, a 9-point lead. And he owns the tiebreaker.
Oh, Heatwave did not get DRS. Here comes Wraith, and here comes Jacob. Going into turn 1, Heatwave loses 2 positions. Bit of contact from Wraith, or from Heatwave into Wraith. But yeah, that's now him back down 2 positions. And Jacob up into P3.
Yep. And here is Star behind Heatwave. Surprised, maybe the Mercedes drivers swap. Veyron gets 2 more points.
Heatwave's into the wall.
Oh! Is that going to be damage?
Not sure if that's damage. He did hit it quite a bit, but that might be championship over unless safety card comes out.
I don't see any visible damage. We'll find out in a second if he pits.
Does not. Bit of understeer there. Doesn't look like too much damage, but might be very slight to affect him.
Meanwhile, up front inside of Port leads Boss Cookie by 3 seconds. This also affects the constructors a bit with Heatwave. He does stay out, so I guess he doesn't get damaged. Mercedes does indeed swap. I assume Star is gonna have to pit, as Zach has another yellow flag there. It's just been not his night.
Yeah, Star and Wraith most likely still have to pit. Yeah, Star is playing the second driver role right now and helping out Veyron. Bit of a snap from Star out of turn 4, but that might be showing how much the mediums have been dying out.
Well, we just saw what happened there with Heatwave, how treacherous it is. So for the constructors, bring that back up. So Red Bull sitting P1 and P7, that would be 31 points. They needed 16 to overtake Mercedes. Well, Mercedes right now is P5, P6, that's 18. So do 31. Well, the Star still having to pit most likely. That's not what they need. That's only a 13-point difference. And AlphaTauri, with sitting 18 points, it's going to be very, very hard for them, as Zach has retired.
11 laps to go. Right now, Veyron is looking for a move on Wraith, who should be pitting within the next couple laps. Jacob, however, has had a bit of a good race. Right now, chasing down Cookie.
Yeah, he was one of the first ones to put the medium compound on, and had to take a little bit of a pain with it still being damp and then being surrounded by soft runners. But once that crossover hit, he started to gain some ground, made some moves as that's Zach's AI, causing the yellow in Sector 1, Sector 2. Yeah, he's online for a podium right now.
Yep, really good drive from the former CRE driver, as I think it was CRE that closed down a couple of weeks ago. Quite unfortunate from the team. But yeah, still looking out if Wraith and Star will pit. Wraith still stays out, as well as Star.
Yeah, Heatwave about a second behind Star. Don't know if he's going to get DRS here. He should now.
He has gotten DRS.
Yeah. If I was Veyron, I would, at the minimum, try to pass Wraith as quickly as he can, and then just try to build a gap over the Heatwave behind. Veyron knows if Heatwave is behind him, well, he gets the championship.
Something that I was gonna cover before Heatwave's a little off into the barrier was that the three drivers of Wraith and Star and Heatwave, they were battling quite a bit, and it was it was helping Veyron as he was catching up fairly quickly, but that off did not help Heatwave at all.
No, it did not. But, luckily he didn't get any damage from it. Heatwave's all over the back of Star. He's got that 12-lap tire difference.
Star only blinking just now as Heatwave has a lot less ERS than Star. Star goes deep into turn 1, giving a chance for Heatwave to go round the outside of the Senna S. Down the inside in turn 3. They are still side by side going into our next DRS straight. Still side by side from the two. Both blinking, having little to no ERS. Heatwave will have the inside line going into turn 4, and he will get the move done.
So up to P6.
Star going for another look. Going in a bit of a squeeze going up into turn 6. And Heatwave will retain, or will keep his P6.
Yeah, not really the ideal passing zone there. But Star gave it a try. And now he will see perhaps getting by Veyron. I don't know if he can make he might be able to get by Wraith. Well, if Wraith pits, but I don't know how further up either Veyron or Heatwave are going to go in the running order.
Veyron has the superior battery to Heatwave, as Heatwave has now going below 20. Veyron had around 80-ish exiting Junkao. Yeah, is Veyron going for a look here? He is not. He remains behind Wraith, saving that battery.
Up front, Boss Cookie has caught inside of port with his 6-lap stops. Cookie does have a 3-second penalty, so he's going to have to win this race. He's going to have to overtake port and then produce a 3-second gap. And, we saw where maybe, Cookie could maybe build up a gap.
Oh, bit of a dive here from Heatwave. Going on Veyron, going down the inside of Veyron, was not able to get the move done, but the look was there. Heatwave is trying to pounce on Veyron to get ahead of him. We go for another look here. He does. He goes down the inside of Veyron once again, but will not pull off the move.
Ooh, very tense between these two. All it would take is one mistake.
Yep, Cookie does take the lead. Wraith still stays out, so it looks like they are going to go to the end. Here comes Veyron, though, pushing it on Wraith. Going into turn 1, they will be side by side. Wraith keeping his nose in, and Veyron will get the move done. Heatwave has to get past Wraith here.
Yeah, he does. Veyron used a bunch of his battery to do it, and you alluded to how much he's been saving, so...
Yeah. Here comes Wraith going back on Veyron, going down the inside in turn 4. Will get the move done. Back up to P4 goes Wraith.
Not what Veyron wanted.
Heatwave all over the back of Veyron. Let's see if he'll pull off another dive here going into turn 8. Heatwave will not. He does have a bit of a luck, but does not pull it off.
What do you think the heart rate is between these two right now? I bet it's pretty high.
Yeah, it is probably really, really high up there. Yep, 7 to go, almost 6, but it is getting pretty close.
See if Veyron, he has 50% on the
A
battery.
bit of a snap from Heatwave as well as Veyron, but Veyron starting to use that battery. He's starting to get very, very low. Here comes on Wraith. He should easily get the move done. But yeah, Heatwave has to get past Wraith here if Wraith is not going to get past Veyron this next straight. Wraith with a bit of a look into turn 1. Won't get the dive through though.
Bro, what do you get it here with DRS? I don't know. Veyron now has a bigger gap than he did. We'll see. Nope, Wraith is not being attacked well. Heatwave thought about it.
Heatwave did try and signal him to let him go. A bit of contact from Heatwave and Wraith. Wraith has gone a bit wide. Here comes Heatwave. Wraith has let him by. And now it's the two championship rivals.
Well, they're on the same amount of laps on their tires, 12 lap mediums.
And they're
Gonna be
fairly similar battery.
Yeah. With Veyron P4, that's not what he will win the championship. With Heatwave being P5. Up front, Boss Cookie leads, but it's only 3/10 over on side of Port. Boss Cookie can't shake Port out of his DRS, and
Heatwave is on the battery, and looks like Veyron is gonna let him easily through. Sorry for cutting in there, but yeah, Heatwave up in the P4.
well, Veyron can just sit there and not worry about a thing, because with P4 for Heatwave is 15 points, Veyron. Right, no, P4 would be 12 points to Veyron's 10 points in P5, and P3 is about 10 seconds up the road.
Oh wait, wow. Okay, sorry to cut in again, but I did not notice. Catra's gotten up into P6.
Now, if with Heatwave running P4, that's 12 points. If Veyron starts losing positions here, you have Hey Catra, you have Wraith and Star. I would assume Star would. P8 would be 2 points. That would be enough. So if Veyron for somehow, some way loses pace and falls down the order to P8, Heatwave would indeed win this championship, I believe. No, he won't. He has to finish 9th. Math.
Has to fall below Mazu, so right now it looks like championship is sealed for Veyron unless something huge happens. But yeah, 4 to go.
Yeah, right, yeah. Boss Cookie just can't shake inside of Port. So we might get an AlphaTauri win on track. We'll see what happens in the remaining 3.5 laps.
Yep, so we have 2 for the lead right now, battling it out. But I did see Port lift massively going into turn 1 the last lap. So it does not look like he's trying to overtake Cookie. Jacob in his own world in P3. Star has gone past Wraith for P7.
Well, we'll see what happens with this. Looks like Port is looking to just sit back there. I mean, Port's probably aware that Boss Cookie has a 3-second penalty. But Jacob is kind of making inroads. So if Jacob get within 3 seconds of Cookie, Jacob could be promoted into P2.
Yeah. He will probably... I think he can. I believe in him. But how is Constructors looking like right now with Cookie in the lead, and then 2 Red Bulls, P2 and P4?
Well, we're going to do P2, P4 with the Red Bulls. That is 40 points. Mercedes at the moment, where Red Bull came out, they were behind 16 points of Mercedes in the Constructors. Right now, with P5 and P7, Mercedes has 16 points. So Red Bull has enough points to overtake Mercedes in the championship. And AlphaTauri, unfortunately, only has Boss Cookie P1. They have 25 points to Mercedes 16 points. It would be enough actually for AlphaTauri to overtake Mercedes, but Boss Cookie does have a 3-second penalty. Outside of Port is within that 3-second gap, and Jacob is closing rapidly as well.
Yep. At this point, he can lose that P2 position as well to Jacob. But yeah, here we go. We got, what is that? 2 to go.
What does inside of port do? He is sitting there. Now he looks to make the move.
Catcher's gone past Veyron. And then Port for the lead.
So Port to the lead. I wonder if Boss Cookie's tires are starting to get really, really worn out. He was on 12 lap softs. Jacob is borderline within 3 seconds of Boss Cookie. Maybe Boss Cookie knows this and is going to try to use inside of port to tow him around and get him back to that gap. As you mentioned, Veyron did slip by to P6 by losing that position to Ketra. With that still, it's only 4 points though.
That was a pretty good middle sector from Port. He is now 9/10 ahead of Cookie. But will Cookie and his DRS get back up into Port to give him another shot going to turn 4? Jacob is within the 3 seconds of Cookie right now. It's 2.9.
He is indeed.
He has a whole nother lap to do it. Mozzie has gotten past Wraith up for P8. Jacob has a bit of a drive, a bit of a fine lap to drive.
As I believe.
Veyron though on Catra, going down into turn 1, going down her inside, and he will get the move done.
Very risky on the last lap. You know, last thing you want to do is put yourself in a position where, you know, something could happen and it all ends in tears.
Cookie picks up another penalty.
Oh!
That loses him his P2. That gives Jacob B2.
It does indeed.
That releases some pressure away from Jacob. Cookie has spun it. Oh, he's into the grass. Completely off the track. Jacob is going to slide up into P2. Maybe, potentially. No, he does not. He will not dive it down into the final corner of Jinkao. All a bit wide from Cookie. He does lose the position to Jacob.
So he will lose it off track. Does this affect Heat Wave is too far back?
At the front, however, Port will win the Brazilian Grand Prix for Tier 2. Jacob will pick up P2 from Cookie. Cookie gets it across the line, but that penalty will bring him back down into P3. Here comes Heatwave P4. A huge fight from throughout the season, but will not be enough as Veyron right behind will win the Tier 2 championship from Heatwave, who finishes P4. Katra P6. Star P7 doing 30 laps on mediums. Mozzie will finish P8. Shamrock P9 with 14 lap softs. Yeah, oh, Wraith has completely fallen out of the points.
Yeah, he has. So let's take a look at this with we already covered. Veyron is our Tier 2 championship winner. For the constructors, Mercedes had a 181 point lead with thank you, game. It's switched to the screen, so I'll get the running up order.
A puncture.
Well, there. Look, so that happened because he didn't pit. Come on, game, give me the leaderboard.
Yep. While we wait for that to occur, Unsighted Port 1 wins the Brazilian Grand Prix. Siri Jacob picks up that P2. Amazing drive from him and Cookie. A little bit of a mistake going into the final sector. Will not help him, but those 6 seconds did not help him either. That's P3 for Cookie.
Mercedes had 181 points, but with Veyron's P5, that's 10 points. And then Star's P7, that's 6 points. That's 197. AlphaTauri came in with 172. With Boss Cookie getting P3, that's 15 points, but I believe he got the fastest lap. It was not enough to overtake Mercedes, but Mercedes, do the math again, make sure I got it right. The gap that the amount that Red Bull needed in this race to overtake Mercedes is 197. With Red Bull 165 plus the 25 for a race win, and I think actually Mercedes has this.
Yeah. Wow. All right.
Right.
Well, you figure that out.
I shall
set up the party for the interviews.
Yeah, you do that if you don't mind.
Let's see here. I first need Katra, our coordinator.
Actually, I believe Red Bull has won the Constructors' Championship.
Where is Cookie?
Yeah, if my math is correct, Red Bull wins the Constructors' Championship by 4 points.
All right, hang on. I just made the party, so if y'all can if y'all can invite Jacob, I don't have him on my friends list.
CRE Jacob.
Yeah,
I'll get him. Yeah.
and I have to invite
I got him.
Law as well.
So I need to switch to Xbox.
If you would like to, unless you want me to do all the interviews.
You can do all the interviews if you want.
All right, I'll deal with that.
Or hang on, I can do that. I can join via Xbox. Just give me a minute.
Right. We need our championship winner. So I guess we can get started. P3 was you, Cookie. Cookie, with that 6-second penalty and then that mistake at the end of the race, not what you wanted, I guess. But tell us about your race.
I mean, I don't know, shit. I feel like I think I had the better strategy over over port the soft to the soft. I think it was faster. You just can't break out a DRS, and I had a 3-second penalty anyways. But no, it was good. I mean, I caught him like 4 seconds. I was like, oh shit, maybe I'll gap him, but you just can't break DRS. And when I realized that, I was just kind of like, fuck it, and stop kind of like driving good, kind of like just like caring, because I didn't really care if I got P2 or P3. It doesn't really make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was a fun race. That start was really good though. The wet was fun for the 10th of a lap that we drove it. I wish it was wet longer, because I think I could have walked away with it. But yeah, good job to port. That was fun. Kind of just blitzed the field.
Yep. Yeah, obviously unfortunate, but with next game right around the corner, you're gonna be racing next season with the next game, or?
I don't fucking know.
Damn. Okay. Do me like that.
No. I mean, I'll probably buy it. I'm not gonna be active like I was on 2021. I'll probably play once a week or so. But yeah, I'll probably try to do tier 1 or tier 2 and realistic. Hopefully it's not shit.
Right now it's not looking very hopeful, but yeah, that is our P3 finisher, Boski. But with that, Ba, you can take P2.
Well, Jacob, that's how you want your name to be pronounced. Don't know.
Yeah, it is.
Well, okay. I forgot where you started in the race. My apologies, but you were one of the first ones when the call for slicks. You went to mediums, which kind of promoted you to get up to where you were at, kind of near the podium places, and then you switched for softs. Just talk about your race overall and talk about your decision to switch to medium tires instead of going to softs.
Yeah, so with the mediums, I completely forgot that you could just do 2 softs. I completely forgot about that rule. So the safety car came in on the lap I was going to pit for softs. So in fact, I probably got really lucky, because I would have been last had the safety car not come in. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with my race, but my medium stint, surely it wasn't the best. I could barely control my car out there when it was in the transition period between wet to dry.
Well, it seemed like, oh, I did not know that. It seemed like, though, that you were able to make the medium compound and kind of make inroads for the soft runners, but as you mentioned, you didn't have the soft runner. I'll ask the same thing that Bailey asked. Are you excited to get F1 2022 and race next season?
Yes and no. I'm excited for the new game, of course, but I'm not excited from all the rumors saying that it's a complete pile of shit.
Really quickly, who won the fucking constructors in this tier?
my God.
Was it Red Bull or Merc? Was it Red Bull or Merc who won the fucking
Reserves
constructors?
don't
Because I have
count
no
for
idea.
constructors, so it's most likely Mercedes.
That's kind of fucking stupid.
No.
Cookie!
Definitely
Wait,
cookies.
cookie.
Catcher,
I'm
they
so
gone. That's what
confused.
happened to realistic.
Relax,
Wait, how did-
relax.
How does
That's how
Mercedes
Merc won
win?
realistic.
No, they don't.
All right, watch the
For
language.
equal tiers, or it counts for.
I'm so
realistic.
confused.
I did not know that.
Awkward.
Wait, what's the rule?
Reserves do not count for constructors' points tiers, but they do for realistic.
Why do they count for realistic? We should
'Cause
void Hoop's
realistic.
entire championship.
Dang.
What?
Okay.
Get 'em back.
Anyway,
Get 'em
anyway.
back on top.
Anyways,
While Bois deals with the championship for constructors, I will now go to our race winner and then side report. So yeah, very, very good win for you actually. Last season you finished what, P5 in Tier 1, somewhere around there. I forgot. Anyway, but this time you win. Tell us about your race.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Qualifying was my practice. You know, I think I drove like 10 minutes the other day. Really did no practice, so that was
That's
kind of cool. Yeah, the wet was nice. Got a good start. Took a gamble onto the sauce with Cookie. Worked out pretty well, and then he made the wrong strategy choice, and I kind of capitalized. So feels good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess the same question once again for everyone, but for you, in a week's time we have the new game. You're gonna be racing there, or?
Yeah, I'll be back driving realistic. I don't know about tiered racing. I might just reserve that again because weekends, but I'll be back in realistic.
What a dub indeed. Yeah, I guess. Well, have you finished the championship?
I'm doing math.
All right, I'll take.
I think me and Catcher are both doing math.
All right, I'll take our championship winner then, I guess. So yeah, Veron, is that your first championship?
In BRL, yes.
Well, there you have it. First championship for Veron. Tell us about your race, and I guess you can tell us about your season as well.
The race, well, actually, starting from quali, I was really happy with quali pace and being just in touching distance of Heatwave going into the race. That definitely helped and kind of put me ahead of people that I would have probably had to pass later just to keep up with Heatwave. But it all seemed to kind of just kind of spiral out of control immediately on turn one where Heatwave spun, and then there's a huge crash and a safety car came out, and that kind of changed the whole strategy with the intermediates. And then Heatwave had damage and had to pit, and he went for the softs, which was the right gamble, and I just had to follow suit even though I ended up falling behind him just so that I could stick with him. And yeah, I was just trying to use people ahead of me as for DRS as a defense mechanism, so that because I wasn't too worried about I guess Heatwave streaking away because the top three were long gone. But yeah, just more of a tactical race rather than me just going for outright pace, and it was the smart decision. I'm very happy about it.
Yep, pretty good race from you, and as well as a very consistent season. Very consistent drives and finishes. Yeah, first championship. There you have it. Once again, will you be buying the next game and racing it?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Good shit, Veron.
There you have it.
Thank you.
We banned this guy from the booth.
Good shit, man.
I would
Yeah,
have
good
never
shit.
expected going into this season that I would be competing for the championship of all the people that were the roster that we had. I thought I'd
You're
be more
welcome.
midfield, but I'm
Did we have a single wet race the entire season? Did we have a single wet race the entire
No.
season? Okay.
we had some.
I gifted my
like,
retirement to your
sprinkling,
championship cause. You're welcome.
But no, I'm starting to think it's easier to win a championship than it is to win a race in this league.
Have you
'Cause
won a race
I-
yet?
Yeah, I won the first round of the season, but that's my only win ever in this league.
Amazing.
Right.
But still, though, consistency is key after all.
Yeah, I had a really good time this season.
Yep. With that being said, though, that is your Tier 2 champion for Season 8. And finally, to round off interviews, we have our Tier 2 cord, Katra. So,
Hello?
this is your final Xbox season and your final league race as well, if you have told me correctly.
Katra,
First off,
What?
you're not league racing in 2022.
I'm not buying a $500 console
Is the stream
to
still
play
going?
a game
yes,
that I
the
don't want to
stream's
do.
going.
Was there a box for me to check? Because I didn't see
No.
it.
I'm on
It's on
PC.
PC, you're good.
All right. Well,
All right, I'll see you fuckers later.
Cookie!
Cookie.
7, by the way.
wow, accomplishment I find. Anyway, but yeah, with that being your final race, tell us about it, Katra.
It was alright.
Final race.
It was nice to go out with a good result.
Yeah. I think the
Why
best
is
part
that
was
the final
watching.
race?
I'm
So
not getting the next console, so I'm doing PC next season.
Oh,
I'm not either. If my math is right, because Cookie scored 19 points, it wasn't enough for them to overtake Mercedes, who scored 16 points in this race. So Mercedes will be the Constructors' Championship because the points from outside of port do not count, correct?
Correct.
I
So
can't believe that.
since
that is shocking.
reserves do not count to the constructors championship total, but they do count their own individual total. So Mercedes was
Okay.
reserves and constructors by 9
Oh.
points and 7 points respectively.
I guess
You know
that
what,
really
I'm
does
gonna-
emphasize the starters.
I don't
showing up.
know.
Yeah.
I don't know if Bailey asked a question for you, Veyron. I will ask. The decision to pit at the last second to get off the inters. I'm going to assume that you were glad you did that.
Yes. No, I was very happy to do that. My teammate Star was such a helpful benefactor of that race. He was pretty much telling me what to do. He was leading going into that safety car in the intermediates, and it was getting dry, and we both agreed to that it'd be best for me to pit for softs, even though I'd go to the back.
Yeah, that's what we thought as well, because we could tell pretty quickly that it was not ideal to stay on inters, but it was good, I guess, for your team to, or your teammate to share that information, because that could have kind of changed the, perhaps the result at the end of the day.
Yeah, because the people that had pit, going from, or that stayed on the intermediates after the safety car resumed, they tried to take mediums to the end, and I believe Wraith had a puncture maybe.
I believe so, he did.
Yeah, it was really pushing it, but I think, I don't know. I don't know where I would have finished if I would have done what they did, but I don't know.
Well, Bailey, I guess you have some more questions to ask?
Yep.
Oh, my bad.
Obviously, I already forgot where Katra finished, but it was a pretty good race from Katra, so congratulations. But yeah, with that being your final Xbox season and your final season of League Racing, I guess you can tell us about all of Tier 2.
Yep. Well, for myself, it's honestly not the best season, but that's really not what I really care about. To everyone who's still here, and it's probably not many, because I know everyone's probably be like, it's just interviews, not really cares, racing's done. But those who stayed, not only this race, but the other 11, we thank you for tuning in. From myself, the tier coordinator, we thank you. For every battle you saw, for every overtake, for every fastest lap, for every qualifying lap, for every pole position that you guys saw from either Bois, Bailey, or Wrath when he was here. Unfortunately, he couldn't show up for the final race. We thank you for showing in and showing the support for Tier 2. It honestly means a lot. I mean, I know the attendance wasn't the best as we tried. We tried really hard to get the attendance as good as we can for you guys. That's why we had 4 tiers, and unfortunately that didn't work out. So hopefully it'll be back and better for next season. But from everyone else in Tier 2, myself, the commentators, Bois, Wrath, Bailey, thank you for subbing in. The championship winners, Star, and Veyron, and everyone else in between, we thank you, and thank you for tuning into BRL. So I'll turn it over to Bailey because we have one more race, don't we? Tonight. Interesting, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
Yep. We got one more race, and that is Tier 1. In a couple minutes' time, the lobby will open, and in a couple minutes' time, the stream will go up. But yeah, with that being said, that is Tier 2 over. Biron is your championship winner with Mercedes as your constructor champions. But yeah, in a bit, we'll have Tier 1. Myself will be racing. We got Pepperoni, or Perandu. He will be racing as well. But yeah, that's the final race for BRL this game. And then we'll be on to 2020 or to 22, not 2022. Maybe a PC tier will be coming. But yeah, with that being said, thank you for watching, everyone. And we'll see you in a bit.